Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome to day one of Delicious Digestion, 10 quick tips to improve digestion and overall health. I am Ebeth Johnson, founder of Delicious Living with Ebeth, where I help women and a few good men tap into the incredible healing power of delicious whole foods, of mindful movement practices, self-care rituals, and positive growth mindsets. And it's such an honor and privilege to have you all here watching me today. Today I want to talk with you about how to improve your digestion. We're going to start with tip number 1. This is going to be a 10-day series, Monday through Friday, and every day I'm going to give you a quick tip for how to improve your digestion, because it turns out that improving our digestion is key to our health overall for today and for the future. We are learning more and more every day how important it is to ensure that we are optimally digesting our food so that we can absorb all of those nutrients, flush them through the system through our blood and lymph, and utilize all the good stuff in the healthy foods that we are eating. So the first step for that is improving our digestion. So tip 1 for today may surprise you, but the tip for today is adopt an attitude of gratitude. That's a surprise, right? You're thinking, what does gratitude have to do with my digestion? Well, as it turns out, it actually has quite a lot to do with it. And there's a few reasons why. So let's start with, I think I'm going to do 3 reasons why today. So the first thing to think about is when you take a moment before eating to take a breath, to pause. And even if you're not accustomed to prayer per se, you could also just deepen into the practice of giving gratitude before the meal, saying thank you to the earth, thank you to the farmers, thank you to whomever prepared the food for you, whatever feels good for you in that moment. But when you are taking the time to have that gratitude, have that pause, take that breath, you are doing several things. The first is that you are releasing any negative emotions that you may have been experiencing prior to the beginning of your meal. So whether you were feeling anxiety or stress or nervousness, maybe just from the busyness of the day, you're giving yourself the opportunity to release all of that before you start eating. And this is actually really important because there is a correlation between our emotional state and our body's ability to digest food and absorb nutrients. Specifically, we know that stressful emotions like anxiety, fear, stress, nervousness, etc., actually inhibit our body's ability to use those strong muscle contractions that move our food from our mouth through to elimination through our entire digestive process. And if those muscles are suppressed because of our anxiety and our nervous tension and anxiety and busyness of the day, we suppress those muscles' ability to move our food through our digestive system. And this can lead to things like poor elimination, also known as constipation. It can also lead to poor absorption of nutrients, which means you might be eating all the good stuff, but because the food is not moving efficiently through the system, the digestive system, you're not being able to absorb those nutrients optimally. So simply taking a pause, a breath, giving some gratitude shifts the energy and some feeling of your body so that your body can actually work better to serve you. And relieving that stress also has an impact on your salivary glands and your gastric juices, because when you're taking the time to pause before a meal, you're giving yourself the opportunity to observe the beauty of that meal, to enjoy the aromas of that meal, to anticipate the pleasure that you're going to enjoy eating that food. And all of those components of smelling the food, seeing the food, anticipating the food are part of what is called the cephalic phase of digestion. And cephalic is just really a fancy word for like the first phase of digestion. And during this phase of digestion, your salivary glands and your gastric juices are turned on essentially by your brain, and your brain says, hey guys, food's coming. Don't you smell that? Don't you see that? Don't you feel the anticipation? It's time to get ready to digest the food and absorb all the nutrients. So taking that pause, again, it gives your brain time to make all the observations necessary to realize food is coming and to get ready to digest and absorb those nutrients efficiently and optimally. So that is my quick tip number one. Just take some time before you eat to express some gratitude. And in that gratitude, take a breath, take a pause, relax. All of that is going to serve to improve the muscular function. That's going to move your food through your digestive system. It's going to improve the amount of secretions that come from the mouth and the gastric juices in the gut to improve the breakdown of food and the assimilation of those nutrients. And it's going to prepare you to just fully enjoy the food, and be really present in what you're eating, to be mindful. And that actually serves for one third thing that taking the time for gratitude, what that helps you to do is it brings your mindfulness and presence and focus to what you're eating. So you're not likely to just eat mindfully, which when we don't take a break between the busyness of the day and eating a meal, we can often be eating in the same rhythm that we were moving through the day. Like if we were busy going from here and there and having meetings and calls, we're kind of revved up. And we don't want to be revved up like that when we're about to eat. We want to relax. We want to tune in. We want to focus on what we are eating. And that can prevent us from overeating. And overeating is one of the ways in which we can disturb our digestion because we've put too much food in our system to efficiently be able to digest at the time. So I encourage you to take some gratitude, some breath, and some pause as your first step in improving your digestion. And isn't it interesting how this step is even before the food enters your body or enters your mouth? This is something that you do even before you start eating, to start preparing your body and your mind for optimal digestion. So what I'll ask you to do after you've watched this video is post in the comments, what will be your gratitude practice? How will you take a breath, take pause, express gratitude before you eat your next meal? Post that in the comments. Also let me know, was this an aha moment for you? Had you ever considered the importance of taking that pause and breath and gratitude before eating? Not only for the spiritual aspect or the religious aspect, but also for the benefit of your digestion. Had you thought about that? And now that you've heard it, what do you think? And how will you apply this to your life? So post those things in the comments for me, and I'll look forward to hearing that. And tomorrow we'll deepen into tip number 2. So I'll look forward to seeing you then. Bye.